and welcome back to your tutorial for your project. So in the last session, what we did is we imported an image into Illustrator and then we used a range of different tools to draw around the outline. What we're going to do today is fix some little issues that we might have found and colour it in basically. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to open up my layers and I am just going to highlight all of these. I'm just going to drag them to the side. You may find if you have your background layer locked still, it will move without it. So just make sure it's unlocked. And what I'm just going to do is I'm going to hold Alt and just drag this across. So I've got my original and I've got a duplicate here. Now at the end of the last tutorial, what we did is we grouped all of these paths. What we don't want is to be able to edit it. We need these all ungrouped. So I'm just going to right click and I'm just going to click ungroup. That's an important step, otherwise every time you try and colour, it's going to colour everything and it's going to take a long time to get it where we want it to be. So I'm just going to hide that for now. What I'm going to start off by doing is just fixing a few of these little errors. So I'm just going to zoom in. So like this bit here, I'm just going to click my direct selection tool or use A, and where it says anchor, I'm just going to click that. I can drag it down, or I could just use this handle and just bring it in slightly. Same here. It's going to smooth it out slightly. Okay, now this has got a bit of an error down here, so I'm just going to scroll down, click there. You probably won't have this issue if you use the curvature tool, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few more tutorials using that tool just so you're a bit more familiar in how to avoid some things like this. So what I'm going to show you now is how to use the gradient tool. So down the side here, if you've got it set to essentials, you'll see it on the side here as this box. If you don't, you can just go to Window and find Gradient just here, or click Ctrl and F9 on a PC. Now, if I just click, you need to select the graphic first and click the fill. And you'll see that's the gradient, that's it's like a preset, but that's not the colours that we want to use. What I'd actually like to use is a colour palette that I'm just going to bring in. If you don't want to import the old-fashioned way, you can just drag it in. I'm just going to place that just there. And these are flat UI colours. They're just nice colours to use for projects in Illustrator. I just quite like using them for shading. So I'm going to use these colours for my graphic. And I'm also going to put these in the resources for you. Double click this bit, use the eyedropper. So whilst you're on this, if you see this little round icon, that will change the direction as well. So if you wanted the lighter bit to be at the top here, the darker bit at the bottom, that's how you do that. So once you're happy, you can click off and you've got your basic colour for your dinosaur. Now with this things like the legs, I'm just going to quickly show you how to do that. Now when I drew this first of all, I just didn't finish. If I pull it apart, you can see I just drew around the outside. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that back and click it, and I'm just going to use the pen tool. Click there, click there, click there, it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to use the eyedropper and just click on this main body and it will colour that in as well. Now what you'll notice is it has put this leg in front, so it looks a bit weird. So I'm just going to right click, arrange, centre back. So now that leg is behind this one. Okay, so that's all for this session. In the next tutorial, I'll show you how to finish off these spikes and add little details such as to the eye, the eyeball, and the nose.